All right, there we go. Are we there? Are we there? Hi! Welcome back to Driving in Korea, where I just go on rants while driving in in Korea. I'm trying something new. I have a new holder for my phone. It's a new angle. I hope it works. But I still am going to pay attention to traffic. I hope it doesn't fall down while I'm talking. Oh boy, my voice is wrapped. Is that a new word? It is now spring. In the throes of spring, the azaleas are out. The cherry blossoms are gone, the azaleas are out, and it has been extremely busy for our tours and experiences business at zinkimchi.com. Just updates on the things that are going on. We've just been extremely busy. We've been talking about our business itself. We've added some new food tours for the spring season. Our vegan-friendly Buddhist temple cuisine experience, where you take a cooking class from a Buddhist nun, and then we go out and have lunch, a nice, awesome Buddhist temple cuisine lunch. That's a really fun one. And we still have our barbecue, ultimate Korean barbecue experience, and the authentic chicken and beer experience. Those have been extremely popular. The chicken one has really gone up lately. We also, one of our new experiences on the opposite end of the vegan one is the Mahjong Market Meat Lovers. It's one of our new premium experiences. It's a little pricey, but that's because we're dealing with high-end Hanu beef. This is for people who really want to try something really unique. Mahjong Market is one of the only meat-only markets in not only in Korea but likely in all of Asia. Oh my, they're changing my road all the time. Wow, this is good. Now I have to figure out how to get to my subway station. Mahjong Market is they're trying to make it tourist friendly, but it's kind of scary. What they do is they slaughter the animals outside the city early in the morning, and they quickly ship them up into the market, where they break them down into packageable meat. In the process, the market is littered with body parts. It looks like a horror movie. So if you're squeamish about where your meat comes from, this is not the tour for you. So what we do is we go to a butcher. We started to make friends with this one guy who does really good wet aged Hanu beef. And Hanu beef is like this marbled buttery beef, and buttery in flavor, buttery in texture. We get the meat from him, and then we go upstairs and grill it, and there's all these great side dishes that we have with that, and it's just such an experience. So that's our Mahjong Market Meat Lovers experience. A seasonal tour we've started is Walk Among the Graves. This is Sean, our folklorist, who also does the weekday version of the Dark Side of Soul. His tour, it's very small, maximum of 6 people, and you'll venture a little bit outside the city and to a working Korean graveyard, and you learn about how important graves and the dead and how important the family grave is in Korean folklore and culture. It's a very respectful one. It's not kind of, ooh, this is spooky type of New Orleans graves tour, the cemetery tour. This is more of a learning about, this is just a way, we're using graves as a window into Korean culture. We like doing that. We like trying interesting ways of looking into Korean culture. This week we tested our Itaewon History and Haunts. We had that on hold after the Itaewon Halloween incident, tragedy. We didn't want to look like we were exploiting it. And we tested it, and I'm debating it back and forth, but we're just going to have to include it. We're going to have to include the tragedy in the tour. Very respectfully, honor the people who were, God, it's such a tragedy there. It's still, just walking down that alley today, you can just feel it. You can feel how dangerous that was. And just, it's so, you get chills when you walk down there. Nonetheless, the Itaewon history tour is about how Itaewon has been so important to Seoul's history. It's always been kind of, you say, the dumping grounds for people who don't fit into mainstream Korean culture. And it's been around since before the Joseon dynasty, since at least the 1300s. And we track the original location of Itaewon and how it migrated over the centuries, and all the dark secrets and all the interesting stories. There's so many fun little secret finds on our route. So we tested it with a wonderful family of 4, and I loved it. At the end, they gave us very, very honest feedback, and I agree with their feedback. Is I do need to make it a lot more. Well, how about this? Less ADHD. That's my issue. I've had that issue since high school. My professors are always telling me my essays are jump all over the place. So we need to rework it to make it a little more cohesive. Give people a sense of space of where they're going and what's going on, rather than jumping all over the timeline and jumping all over the themes. So we need to stick to a theme, but it's so cool. That route is so cool. We're gonna get that going. So these are the ones we're working on right now. We also have a new running tour. It's like, what? A running tour? What is that, Joe? Well, you know what? We noticed, this is the way we do things, is we see the types of experiences that other popular cities have that are popular, and we say, well, what, they're not, we don't have it in Seoul, so we start working on it. So we worked with 2 young ladies, university students, and they've developed a really cool route on the Han River. And again, this is more of a cultural thing, and it's for all fitness levels, including me. They do an hour jog at your own pace. There are breaks. There are breaks where you're going to learn some cool Squid Game style Korean games. And we're hoping to make this a little fun. What we're trying to do is we're trying to attract other Koreans onto the run, and so that it's more of a way to meet people. So you know, it'd be cool if you go on this run and then you meet someone that can show you the town and get that really personal experience. That's what our long-term goal is about this one. It's not only it's a run, not only it's for fitness, not only do you get to see the city in a new way, but you get to meet people. That's one of our main goals of what we do. We want you to make friends. We want you to really immerse yourself in Korean culture. Speaking of which, one of my rants, I've done this rant before. I'm in a few Facebook groups of tourists coming to Korea, and one person was giving these really good diary journal accounts of each day she's been spending here, and she's been doing a lot of the conventional tours that the Korean government and the typical, I would say, Korean tour operators keep promoting. Then I'm like, So she's talking about how she went to Bampo Bridge, where it has this rainbow fountain at night. I don't know. To me, it's unicorn piss. Unicorns pissing off a bridge, if you want to see that. They went to Nami Island, the artificial island. They went to the Gapyeong rail bikes. And they did the morning of the Garden of Morning Calm, Petite France, and pretty much her impressions of every one of these things went from, oh, that's okay, to, oh God, this is such a horrible tourist trap. Most of them are. Think about everything I've just talked about. Rainbow Fountain Bridge, artificial island, rail bikes, a garden that was made. It's not an ancient garden or anything. It's not like something from the Joseon Dynasty. It's just a garden made for tourists. Think of all that. What in there is Korean culture? What in there is Korean culture? The government has a blind eye. A lot of them have a blind eye. They don't really see things from the tourist point of view. They don't see that they have these things back in their home countries. You know, they have swinging bridges and fake tourist traps like that in their home countries. They're coming all the way to Korea to see something Korean. The thing is, these attractions, they're fine attractions, but they're designed for Koreans. They're designed for Koreans that want to pretend they're in France for a day. But why would someone from Europe travel halfway around the world to see a fake French village that serves spaghetti? Why? But they keep promoting this. Why do they keep promoting going to Nike outlets? I mean, we have outlets back in our home countries, and those outlets actually have better deals than you get in Korea. But they keep promoting this, and they keep thinking that people are interested in it. But no, people sign up for it because that's the only stuff that's promoted to them, and they're so disappointed after they go. Yeah, some of them are featured in Korean dramas, but the reason those Korean dramas are there is to promote them. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's like, oh, what type of tourist trap do we want to promote? No, let's put this on a Korean drama. And sometimes these Korean dramas don't get funded, and they get funded by governments and other agencies to put these sceneries into their dramas. It's very, it's just gross. And so I just don't get why they keep promoting this. And it's also on the dark end, I really think, and this is from my experience being here 19 years and working with the government and promoting Korean food and promoting Korean culture, is a lot of the people in charge these days, they seem to be ashamed of Korean culture. They are insecure about it. They feel like Korean culture itself does not have enough strength to attract people. So they try to copy what they call benchmark what other countries are doing. This is why they're creating another a Ferris wheel on the Han River, because, you know, ooh, we got to make another fake attraction for people. They keep doing this because they think Korean actual cultural attractions aren't good enough. And that's why, you know, they keep promoting, you know, they will want to point the cameras at this new, you know, K-pop cardboard cutout experience while avoiding this 500-year-old shamanic shrine. You know, they keep promoting this stuff. You know, why they make, you know, a library in a mall. You know, what someone said is it's a library full of, it's a fake library full of fake books for fake people. Why would you travel halfway around the world to see a library full of fake books unless you're an influencer, just trying to get the same Instagram pic everyone else gets? I mean, that library, why would you go there? But this is stuff. Why would you want to go see the Gangnam Style statue, the Gangnam Style hands? You know, that was just a fake attraction created by the local government. It's not even at any of the locations that they filmed Gangnam Style. If you really want to see Gangnam Style, you know what? I got a map. Just ask me for the map. I located all the locations they filmed the video. But why would you just want to see these fake Gangnam Style hands? That you don't get that was just a fake tourist trap for rubes. because Gangnam has nothing. Gangnam really has nothing to see, pretty much, and they're looking to attract tourists. I mean, they keep promoting Gangnam because Gangnam looks cool to local Koreans because Gangnam is full of Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and Western franchises, which is exotic to people who live in Korea. But people, you don't travel. I'm sorry, New Yorkers aren't traveling halfway around the world to see a Shake Shack. And that's all like Gangnam is. So this is what gets me. It's all these really artificial, unauthentic tourist locations that they keep promoting that have nothing to do with Korean culture. So my message is, when you're coming to Korea, really think, when you're booking for something, do you really want to immerse yourself in Korean culture, or are you just looking for what is popular at the time? Do not trust what is popular at the time, because the thing is one person does a tour, one company does a tour, and they start getting some traction, and then all the other tour operators copy them. That's why the DMZ tours are a mess right now. I mean, I hear the joint security area, the JSA, is finally opened back up, but you have to find a company that's doing that. But there's such a rush, and there's such a limited number of buses that can go in that area, and that they're just really, really bad tours. Some of the guests that are on our tours told us their experience. They said the DMZ tour is the worst one they've ever had anywhere in the world, and they travel around the world. And it consisted of everyone being crammed into a bus at 6 a.m. They head to the location. The tour guide understands English but is not confident in speaking English. So people ask him questions, and he just starts looking at his phone. And then when they arrive at the parking lot, the tour guide hands out these pieces of paper, and you know what it is? It's just something they copied off of Wikipedia about the DMZ, and then he lets them off the bus. And people they charge a premium for this. And you don't really get to see that much. You just get to see, you might be able to see this North Korean village. It's a fake North Korean village through the binoculars. You see a few things. You might see the tunnels, which the tunnels are a tourist trap. The big thing about the DMZ is, don't do the DMZ tour unless you're going to the joint security area. That's worth it. That is where you actually see the North Korean guards facing the South Korean guards. You get to go into this sky blue shack that straddles the border, and under supervision of South Korean guards, there's no North Korean guards in there. Under supervision, you get to walk into North Korea and back. That's really worth it. That's good. So if you're going to look for a DMZ tour, I'm trying to think of who does it. Corridor starts with a K, and Cosmogen, they might be the ones that do it. Traditionally, they were the ones who did it. I don't know who's doing it now, but look for something that says JSA. Look on Google. Don't depend on TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor is full of a lot of static. Again, okay, I'm going to give my advice on TripAdvisor. Be careful about getting your tours on TripAdvisor. One thing is, they've been testing for now a couple of years this Accelerate program, where if a tour operator gives TripAdvisor / Viator a larger commission, they will bump their tour higher, their experience higher. So the stuff that you're finding at the top of the page is because they paid to be at the top of the page. It's not because they're popular or they're good. They're paid to be at the top of the page. So be careful about that. Be careful about this cycle of some people keep taking the same tours because they're at the top of the page, and it creates a cycle of just people reviewing the same tours. Dig a little deeper. Look for the experiences that are a little more unique if you can. Try to find something that fits, something that is cultural, if you're looking for something cultural. Now, if you're looking for a shallow experience where you just want to see the stuff that's, that you might have seen in a Korean drama or something, that's fine. If you want to see something that's in a Korean drama, perfectly fine if that's what you want. But for people that are looking for something that's immersive in Korean culture, dig a little deeper. I would say use Google for that more than TripAdvisor. If you're on TripAdvisor, read the reviews. If you read the best reviews, read the worst reviews. Figure out why they did it that way. If it's a personal vendetta or if it's wrong with that person, usually it is something wrong with that person. Then read the. I'm a big fan of the 3-star reviews when I'm looking up something. If the 3-star reviews, if they give it 3 stars but it's positive in the text, that's usually a good sign. And I've done this when I've traveled. And then from there, find out who is giving that tour, because they usually have a TripAdvisor page, and then look for the website. They always try to keep hiding that because TripAdvisor don't want you to book direct. Book direct whenever you can. Book direct, because TripAdvisor is taking between 22 to 30% of that tour's income. And a lot of the tour, and many times you will be able to get it cheaper, the exact same tour cheaper if you get it directly from the provider. Just a note on that. Use TripAdvisor, use Viator to do your research, and if you find that they actually have a website, the person doing it has a website, go to that website and see if you can book directly through them. That most every time it's going to get you a cheaper, better experience. And the last thing I'll warn again, that influencer keeps striking again. We keep getting people on our tours who've taken tours from this person. I'm still not going to say who it is because he loves to sue. He loves to threaten lawsuits on people who say negative things about you. Big warning sign right there. Just know this. Now, influencers. Now, technically, with our Instagram and Twitter and Facebook numbers, we're technically influencers, but we don't live. This difference is we don't live off of our influencer status. We don't make money off of our influencer status. Now, influencers who are making money from being influencers, like promoting products or things like that, from outside companies, they're by nature hustlers. And fine, they're hustlers. Let them hustle corporations. Don't let them hustle you. And that's the thing. If someone is an influencer, a lot of them just tend to be just hustlers. This one influencer we're talking about is like a club promoter. Club promoter, you have to be a hustler to be a club promoter. I've never known any club promoter who didn't have that hustler mentality, which means they're going to do everything they can to just squeeze money out of you. And they don't really have a customer service mindset. They don't really think about how they're going to serve you. They think about how they're going to exploit you as much as possible. So be very, very careful about taking tours from influencers. Now, there are a couple of them I really think are good. If Hallie, I don't know if Hallie at Soul of Soul is still doing tours. She's amazing. Now do everything with her. Which I think other influencers, Marie, I'm not sure if she's doing tours anymore. Marie Bose, she's excellent. Veronica Kong, she's not an influencer, but a lot of the influencers work with her. She does gastro tours. What was it called? Gastro Soul, something like that. I'm so bad with names. Anyway, they're really good. Go with them. The cooking classes are great. Most every cooking class, everyone has said great things. I've taken one of them, and I was super impressed. I love the cooking classes that you can get. Those are some of the best things. Not the kimchi making classes. Trouble with kimchi making classes, good. You learn to make kimchi, then you're stuck with this bucket of kimchi you got to bring back to your hotel. The best kimchi classes are the ones where you make the food, then you sit down and you have a meal with the food you just cooked. Not they just hand you a bucket to bring back to your hotel. What are you gonna do with that? There's no way. Not even someone who grew up eating kimchi will be able to eat all that kimchi in the amount of time you got it. And I don't think they'll let it through customs when you return. So yeah, those are great. All right, so here we go. Again, this is my ADHD. I'm just jumping all over the place. My themes are basically look for if you're looking for a cultural experience, don't go for whatever is super popular. Look to find out what is actually cultural about it, and use Google for that. The other thing is watch out for influencers. Just don't take tours from influencers. And the third thing I'm always saying, book direct whenever you can. All right, so I'm at my location. So until until next time, stay safe out there.